So, ja, willkommen auf jeden Fall zu Genshin Impact. Ich habe aber gesehen, dass das, ich sag jetzt mal, nicht so gut ankommt. Vielleicht ist das ein bisschen langweilig, weil ihr das Game selber nicht spielen könnt oder so und nicht dazu relaten könnt. Ähm, ja. Ich werde heute nochmal streamen, werde dann sehen, wie das halt ankommt bei euch. Und ja, wenn es dann nicht so gut ankommt, dann werde ich es halt selber für mich spielen. Weil dann brauche ich mir nicht die Mühe machen, das zu streamen. Ja, und ansonsten streame ich halt irgendwas anderes, keine Ahnung. Irgendwas, was vielleicht mehr Aufmerksamkeit weckt. Zum Beispiel Fortnite oder so oder auch Summoners War, aber sonst, ja.
Now that we made it to Sumeru, our next objective should be to head to Sumeru City. And speaking of Lesser Lord Kusanali, even though we haven't heard too much about her, she doesn't seem to be the same deed. But even so, people call Sumeru the Nation of Wisdom, you know. If we can get a chance to meet the God of Wisdom, but Paimon doesn't know the way to Sumeru City. Maybe we can climb up to that spot. Even if we can't see exactly where the city is, at least we'll be able to check. Wait a second. Look! Perfect timing! Now we can just ask for directions rather than wander around like, hey there! We're not from around. Huh? Did they not hear Paimon? Hey! You over there! Could you give us some directions? Huh? What's going on here? There's no way she could have missed that. Oh, wait! Could she be ignoring us? Well, even so, she might be heading someplace where we could. When we get the chance, we'll just ask some. Come on, let's follow her. Just keep quiet. Make sure she doesn't notice us. Huh? She just walked near that small waterfall and then suddenly vanished. Paimon thought this cave would lead to a village or something, but look, she's sitting over there. What should we do now? Do we try asking her for directions again? It looks like she's meditating or... Oh, it's coming from that sensor over there. This is definitely not your typical place to call home. Huh? What's the matter? You don't look too good. What? Is the smell making you feel sick? What's happening? Traveler? This is no time for a nap. Are you sure it's not serious? The travelers... Yes, you can relax. Believe me, Master is extremely knowledgeable. If he says that he's going to be alright, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Oh, are you awake now? Oh, thank goodness! Traveler, you're finally awake! Well, we're at... good question. Where are... This is Gandharvaville. It was originally built by scholars from Sumeru as a place to rest in the rainforest. Now it's mainly used by the forest rangers as a base of... My name is Kale. I'm a trainee forest ranger. My master and I found you past... Oh, no things are necessary. I didn't do anything, really. By the way, how are you feeling now? Any discomfort? Oh, that's Master's herbal medicine you're tasting. Before I forget, Master mentioned you should take more medicine once you wake... Whoops!
Kale, what's the matter? Were you trying to retrieve the medicine? As I've already told you, you must be careful with these.
Sorry, Master.
Now, the Guide to Avidia Forest's edible fungi is clearly posted on our bulletin board, but if Farbode forgets which mushrooms to avoid one more time...
Right? This is the second time he's come down with food poisoning this month. I'll be sure to...
Yes, please do. If, on the off chance, Farbode simply enjoys having little imaginary fairies dance before his eyes, then... So, how are you doing? Feeling better?
Oh, this is my master, Forest Watcher Tainari. He's chief officer over all the rangers here in Gandharvaville.
I already informed Paimon about the reason you fell unconscious earlier. But now that you're awake, let me... It is common practice for Sumeru scholars of certain darshans to dedicate themselves to training in In hopes of asking directions, you two followed a scholar named Hypatia into her cave. That incense typically has no effect on most people, but for a very select few, it can have profound... Very good. Now, answer me this. Did you feel anything after passing out? Say, any out-of-body experiences, or did you see anything while unconscious? Kale? Let the others know to stop bringing their patrol logs here for now.
Huh? Why?
Because these two will be staying here for the next few days. They can have my room, and I'll bunk with Amir. Now get a move on and be sure...
Yes, Master Tainari. Wait, hold on a second. Can you tell us what's going on?
Sure. Let me fill you in. I originally planned to send you on your way once you finished your medicine. However, it appears now that you should stay away.
Further observation?
No need to be hasty. As long as you have the capacity to judge based on what you saw after smelling the incense and losing consciousness, we can, if you're skeptical, have a whiff of this.
Oh, are you okay?
You're experiencing a similar sensation as when you So even though your condition is stable as of now, if I were to haphazardly... The rainforest is home to many fierce animals and hazardous areas. If something were to happen to you again, I'm afraid you might... For now, I suggest you continue taking your medicine each day and avoid wandering off on your own. At least until you stop having adverse... Good. Now, continue resting while I fire up another bowl of medicine for you.
Seriously? We just arrived in Sumeru and we're already... Paimon knows we're set on meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali as soon as possible, but you really don't look... Hey! Are you even you're feeling now? You mean the vision of tree roots and red skies you saw? But if those weren't hallucinations, what could they be? Well, considering how unique you are, Paimon trusts your judgment here. If you misjudge your condition, then there's a chance you could get worse, right? Huh? You mean that Tainari already knows that what you saw weren't hallucinations? But if that's the case, why would he try to... Oh, Paimon gets it now. Well, that settles it then. We'll stay here to rest up and figure out what... But it seems like asking Tainari might not be an option anymore. What do you think we should do? Good idea. Kale's pretty friendly. We can ask her tomorrow about what she knows regarding the dendro... Rise and shine! Come on, it's time to go find Kale!
All right, next let's see your right hand. But please remember...
Yes, I will. By the way, Master,
Look, Kale. Today's patrol will be a long one.
But I have a vision too!
Don't talk like that, Kale. This is not something... Ah, there you are. Feeling any better?
Yeah, since we'll be staying here for now.
Seems you're not the type to sit back and take it easy for a while, huh? In that case, and if you're feeling up to it, you can be responsible for cleaning the Statue of the Seven.
Tainari, we're ready to head out.
Got it! I'll be right there! Alright, we'll be heading into the forest now. I'll leave any further details to Kale.
Yes, you can count on me. So, Kale, Tainari mentioned cleaning the statue just now, but, that doesn't really sound like the... Well, a forest ranger's responsibilities, they handle a variety of tasks, like checking the condition of outlying roads, maintaining forest facilities. As for Master, well, he has to handle more dangerous areas of the rainforest. Today we can perform routine checks on the pathway lamps as we make our way to the Statue of the Seven. Paimon, Traveler, this way! You can leave the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual. Nothing wrong with these two lamps. Let's move to the next ones. Oh, this lamp seems to be getting a little wobbly. Let me make a note of it. No problems with this lamp. Good. The Statue of the Seven is up on top of that large rock formation. It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Don't worry. If you're afraid you can't make it up there, I'm sure Master wouldn't mind if you don't clean the statue. Oh? I guess I'll leave it up to you then. There's not much footing once you reach the statue. Paimon will fly up with you and help you with those hard-to-reach areas. By the way, Kale, do you know anything that depends. Are you referring to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata or Lesser Lord Kusanop? Huh? Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? Oh, is that the name of the former? Uh-huh. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was Sumeru's first Dendro Archon. She created the rainforest as well as the wall of Samiel around the desert. Her works to the people of Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, according to what Masters told to celebrate the reinstate... Uh-huh. And then... Huh? You're not too sure? Yeah, I'm from Sumeru. Maybe it's difficult to discuss this topic with strangers. If that's the case, then don't worry. No, it's not that. I'm not trying to hide something from you. Besides, because you two know Amber, right? Wait, Amber? You mean... Yes, that's her. I once lived in Mondstadt for a while, and she helped me a lot during that time. You could even say that she helped me become a new person. There's no one like Amber. She lives life to the fullest while always adhering to her strong sense of justice. She's ready to answer the call for action if you ask me, she's a prime example of a true outrider. She's the first person anyone coming to Mondstadt will meet. You can't help but be enthralled. Sorry. Paimon thought the work of Outriders was a little different from what you just sorry. It's alright, Kale. Knowing that you're a friend of Amber, so... Well, after I returned to Sumeru, Amber and I have... In one letter, she mentioned that Mondstadt was attacked by a fearsome dragon, but the city was saved by a mysterious... I knew you two were the ones she mentioned in the letter the moment I saw you. Ah, so that... Yep, so please know that you two have my complete trust. Really. I wish I could tell you more about the Ginger Archon, but I have been away from Sumeru for some time, and I haven't read any books. That's alright. You've already helped us a lot. We had never even heard of Greater Lord Ruka Devata or the Sanctuary of Surasthana until... Oh, I'm happy that was helpful. There is one thing I want to ask. So that's why you're here. Don't mention it. We are friends after all, right? Alright, You both have my thanks. Well, you two were up there cleaning. Now that Paimon looks at it, the deity that's carved on the statue is kinda small. Do you think she's supposed to be Greater Lord Rukadevata or Lesser Lord Kusanali? The name does... Well, anyway, we'll have to figure that. Let's get started on cleaning the statue. Paimon will fly up and take care of the top, and you clean everything below. Nice work! That's one clean statue. Let's head down and meet up with Kale. Kale, we're back! Welcome back! You must be tired after all that climbing. Let's take... Yay! Food! What kind of goodies did you... Hey! Don't be a party pooper! It's not like Kale is a stranger or anything. Besides, I prepared a nice portable dish that forest rangers like to eat called pita pockets. I hope you'll... what? No! You dropped it on the ground! Not to worry. I wrapped a few layers of oiled paper around each pita. They should be fine. Oh, whew. Paimon nearly had a heart attack there. Those pitas are amazing! You're quite the... Thank goodness you wrapped them in paper. Paimon wouldn't have been able to sleep at night. You really know how to compliment the chef, Paimon. Since you liked it so much, I'll be sure to give you a copy of the recipe sometime. I'll even include all my personal cooking pointers, so you'll be... Yay! Thanks, Kale! It's hard to believe someone is... Oh! Kale, don't you think that Tighnari's a little... Paimon knocks stuff over all the time flying around the Traveler, but he's never said anything. Everyone has their clumsy moments. No, you've got the wrong idea about Master. Sure, he may seem a bit harsh at first, but with some time... I've heard the veteran rangers say that Master is from some ancient and mysterious race that is known for their cunning wit and reclusive nature. But Master is actually very kind at heart. Oh, by the way, you've heard of the Academia, right? Well, there's a group called... Well, anyway, because Master does a lot of research on plants. sages from the academy, but Master declines their offers every time, saying, Sumeru City is too noisy. It'd be bad for my ears. Seems you already know him well. Anyway, I'm sure the sages were not happy about his... Master could obviously have a bright future in the academia, but he insists on sticking to the path of a forest watcher. Every day he helps the locals of the forest. In fact, Master's the one who taught me how to make pita pockets. Really? Paimon would have never guessed that. Oh, speaking of Tainari, he was the one who took care of you after finding you passed out yesterday. He even carried you all the way here. Paimon's still kinda upset, though. He kept scolding Paimon. Oh no, I'm sorry. Master might have been overreacting a little. But, it's mostly because Paimon wouldn't stop yelling, Why, oh why, is he going to die? It probably... Hey! Don't laugh! Paimon was genuinely concerned about you. Hey! Now even Collie's starting to laugh. Ugh, that's it! Paimon won't forget this! It's time for some Paimonial wrath! No! Don't touch... Oh, sorry, Kale. No, I just... Kale, are you okay? What's the matter? No, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I must have startled you both reacting like that. Oh, well, it's getting late now. Let's hurry back to go... Huh? What was up with Kale just now? And why is she in such a hurry all of a...
Traveler, you've returned.
Yep, we're back. Have you seen Kale by any chance?
Oh, Kale? Yes, I saw her go into her room just a moment ago.
Oh, okay. Guess we'll just have to wait and talk to her tomorrow then. Paimon was thinking all night about what happened with Kale, and still can't figure out what the problem might be. Maybe she...
Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tainari? What are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply, she's not well.
You mean she's sick? How could she be... Oh, wait a minute.
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so, to be honest. She hasn't remembered to take care of herself. I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend.
So, Tainari, what's really wrong with Kale?
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard all about your deeds in Liyuan, so just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you. But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So now she wishes to reciprocate the gesture.
So, Tainari, what exactly is wrong with Kale? You said this is...
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease.
Elizar?
Yes. It's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and... At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on affected areas of the skin. However, as the disease progresses, one may begin feeling fatigue. In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control...
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be...
Correct. That would be the effects of Elizar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding anything, lest she ends up hurting herself. With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses to a more serious stage. Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the
What?
It appears you already are familiar with them. That'll say... Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that... I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of... However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her...
Oh, Paimon had no idea.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday. She also wanted both of you to know that she's sorry for hiding her illness.
She doesn't need to apologize. None of this is her fault at all.
Well said. I hope you'll get a chance to tell her that in person. Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my trainee experience such emotional pain again.
Don't worry, Tainari. We'll take good...
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led her to break down this time. As long as she has taken her medicine and gets... Though I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived here in She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical... Alright, now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll...
Yeah, we'd like to do something to help...
Alright, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who...
No problem.
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as the Nilotpala lotus. It's a...
Hey, Tainari? Where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Nilotpala lotuses can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are correct. The Nilotpala lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Cowpelata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, and is completely contrary to its name.
Oh, okay then. Note to Paimon. Never bring up the topic of flowers with Tainari.
There should be Nilotpala lotuses growing somewhere in this area. Let's split up. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, that would be sufficient. We'll rendezvous here once you've gathered... Let me have a look. Good. I'm glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Tainari, someone's calling your name. They're...
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long ago? What are they doing back so early? Let's go find out what's going on.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandharva.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. Can you
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area, so we decided to come find you as quickly as possible.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a clear enough view to tell.
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading, so we didn't risk getting any closer.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision. I'll go deal with it right away.
Wait, Tainari, why don't you let us help?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still unfamiliar with many. There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife.
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding when I said the rainforest. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements, will be able to
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, he may not have a vision, but he's a real pro at using the power of the elements.
Seems the rumors about you were true then. In that case, alright, you two may accompany me. We typically only teach visitors how to identify the withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. We'll make an exception today and show you... Stop. Don't move any further. Look there. In the...
Huh? Where? Oh, look! Those plants... Oh,
That is the withering. Alright, traveler. We're gonna have to enter that withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors of the withering. If we eliminate the... Thank you. But I must warn you, don't push yourself. Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. If at... You ready then? Let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone. Cool it! Dodge this! Cool it! Ah! Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. Ha! Ha!
Leave it all to me. I must leave no stone unturned.
Cool it! Ha! Wind blade! Yeah! Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor. Freeze!
Nice and spicy. Eat this!
This moment will be frozen in time.
Leave it all to me.
Now! Destroy the tumor of the withering!
Oh dear. Everyone's lost. We did it! Everything's returning to normal now.
Yes. Thanks to you two, we were able to quickly restore this area back to normal.
Tainari? You make it sound like we did well, but why?
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which withering zones appear has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that withering zone, it won't be... If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe than that. The withering is leaving... For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, many of the plants that were affected... This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly... And most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started...
Huh? Well, why is that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar cases are being reported for patient... No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it... Oh, by the way, have you heard of Irminsul before? Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we... I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a mass... Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge and wisdom. The Dendro Archon is known as the god of wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also... And as for the withering, its emergence is related to a disease that's affecting it. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's familiars a long time. I'm afraid we rangers will be battled... Alright, that's enough on this topic for the time being. Now that we've taken...
such fair weather. Why don't we do a bit of sunny work? Oh, what sort of work is that, you ask? Well, anything that makes you feel bright and sunny, too.
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back.
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. Huh? Wait, is that? Oh no, Hypatia!
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the Scar-
Oh, her? How could we forget?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Huh? Oh, Paimon!
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandar, she must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations. This letter is her asking...
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait.
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her... Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as... I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these.
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But we'll...
Let's find out. Here, traveler. So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? But, wait, how'd you...
Back when we were clearing the withering zone, I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the dendro element. I knew then that he would be fine. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described similar? That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize for because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sum. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Ruka Devata. We took an oath to protect this nation together. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with her. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her
that sounds nice and all, but will she really help us?
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that time, she must avoid... Please, wait here. Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other ingredients. Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her, and she'll answer any... No, I should be the one thanking you. You've both been a great help.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hello? Hypatia? Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. Natasha, are you alright?
Oh, so hungry.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait, what? Huh? How'd things out here end up looking like this? What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh.
Someone needs assistance.
Wow, this place is huge! Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
I'll catch up.
Huh? What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
Time to clean up.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Dodge this! Don't push your luck! Freeze! Don't push your luck! Dodge this! What's the hurry?
Ugh, I missed a spot. Steady as stone.
Freeze! Don't get frostbite!
Boba, get them!
With the wind! Windblade! Dodge this!
You're toast!
As a good knight should.
Cool it! Oh, so sorry. Dodge this! Ah! What's the hurry?
What in Tibet is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good.
your luck. Freeze!
Huh? Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We faced others like him before! What's wrong this time?
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your sister. Oh, pitiful. Her Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence, the bonds of love and family. But don't you fret now. Today will be...
What do we do? Oh, there she is! Quick! Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Oh, guess that? Anyways, we can talk about this later. We bet... Whoa, wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring you some food.
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me. You even brought all this fruit.
Well, actually, we were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit left.
Oh, really? I seem to understand now.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So, you're able to...
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature.
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before, and ended up... You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they...
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your neighbor exactly?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of... I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding. And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed... In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. Sorry about that.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, alright, we're up, Traveler. Today's menu...
sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward.
Booba, get them! Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us since we already washed it. Oh, it smells amazing. And the box is a nice...
Are you already finished cooking? Smells delicious. Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with the... It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia, you should know that some researchers spent their entire lives.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make spirit-born ale primarily consist of plants. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap in naturally. Anyone who can establish a connection with...
Makes sense. But Paimon's...
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the dent. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of spirit-born ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry, though. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless...
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest...
Whoa! You're really serious about this.
I am a researcher. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the... Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt... I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many research sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the... That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm, while
Whoa. So knowledge from Irminsul could be super dangerous. Don't you ever feel...
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little... I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself. And...
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being.
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumer...
Huh. Is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxiety, the fact that the people of Sumeru do not... I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to be. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, it was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Irminsul?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. World. If only I could ascend past. If you two are ever in the area again, there's no need to be thanking me.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright, and had the chance to ask her some questions.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to I understand that you're a Forest Watcher, and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could—
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the Academia.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a Forest Watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of—
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now
I see. Well, I figured that given his temper, he would come—
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort.
And what exactly does my master need of—
You'll know once you've arrived in some...
And, how long will I be required to stay?
There's no
Do you mean to tell me that, despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid? If that's the case, then I'm
Tainari, but you—
so be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She answered—
Very good. Now that the Traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason—
That's right! We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have any idea on how we can—
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any advice for you there.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try asking in Sumeru City?
Let me think. Oh, how about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Immorta. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if—
Oh? What is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise, so I'll leave it to them.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kala—
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little... She knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted to see you off.
Thanks, Tainari. All right, let's...
Farewell, and good luck to you both.
I've been waiting for you two. Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. And, I'm sorry. I should have told, but I guess now I understand that the most important... But there's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be we're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're... Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave... Oh? What? It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? My handwriting is a... Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little pitas whenever... I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here and... Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers... Nice and spicy. Race you. Race you.
What's the hurry?
Sumeru City! We finally... Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the account. But no need to worry. That won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukadava. After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia... As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge... I should mention that due to technical limitations...
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about. It's a...
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlet... Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with... To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself. May the mighty God bless...
Oh, Says this little doodad lets you access knowledge. Maybe we can use it to find a way to meet less. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of. Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is.
Exactly. That is the... And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about Lesser Lord Kusana. 500 years ago, the sages found a new... Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember. Ugh, Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it? Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? You know... You too? Well... Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really miss... Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanali. He's from Sumeru, and even has a position in the Academia. Let's see. Kainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far. Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
Great! You see, Kainari said...
What? Tainari? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the
Here, this is...
Oh, let me see. Oh! Ooh, what a relief. Seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali.
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me... Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond to my query.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that? Paimon was
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more about the Dendro Archon. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Sorasthana or made a public appearance.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
Aw, but then what can we do?
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see... In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield. Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy...
Okay. Thanks for...
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the Academia, or relations between the 6 great sages, hey, come on! This is a survival...
Oh, Paimon's expectations were pretty low. So what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, we don't know any. Huh? Like who? Oh, you're right! Catherine! The adventure.
Ad Astra Abyssask. Hello, Traveler in Paimon.
Catherine, we need your help with some.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha.
Aww, another dead end. Well, if Catherine can't help us...
Please do not worry. I may know of someone in Sumeru. The Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are numerous active mercenary groups. Collectively, they take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru. An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for...
Corps of 30? What a weird name.
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception. Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, if you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar. You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck.
Alright, off to the Citadel of Rexar we go!
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you two.
It's nice to meet you, Asfand. We'd like to ask...
I see. So, Catherine's the one. Ha! It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but even I can't help.
Wait, seriously? That's...
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinity. We originally came from the desert. It isn't just us, though. Have you...
Oh? Why's that?
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who... In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanali just... Because of the Academia's influence, not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance.
Really? Aw. After hearing all of that...
Ha! But who knows? We're all just
Alright. Well, thanks for the...
No problem. Always...
Seems Asfand right about most people's attitudes here. Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful...
Whoa, really? Then
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon. Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who panicked by what he heard. The man sought out the Dendro. The man journeyed across desert. In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned.
Okay.
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, at that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, Oh, Archon Seeker. Do you now understand? Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass. Every ray of sparkling sun.
Yeah, thanks for the story. Paimon feels all...
In a way.
Dunyarzad, since you...
Of course. I'm terribly sorry, but...
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone. Dunyarzad was... this stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanali! We can't let them... Let's see if we can get rid of them. Then we can get...
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction she went?
Yeah, she went... that way.
Quick, after her!
That should keep him busy for a while. Let's hurry up.
What's the hurry?
There you are, Dunyarzad. We thought you might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You can relax now. We threw those people looking for you up.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, Uh-oh. Looks like there are some coming this way.
Huh? More of them? Then what are we standing here for? Run!
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run. Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to. They probably wouldn't.
All right, let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye out.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait, stand down, Dia.
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching for me, so they helped me hide.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Wait a sec! Who the heck are you? And why are you shooing?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are worrying themselves.
And if I refuse to go with you?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack.
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back.
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers. I have to answer to them.
How much?
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple?
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles. That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience and knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you...
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits, and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, and I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's someone because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have. This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do something meaningful.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Yes, I'm sure. At least...
Fine. I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect your determination, not because I agree with you.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up.
And don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, that's our next topic of conversation. Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order. So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father pays me. We can...
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
I'm fine, really.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern, so let's rest up and grab some grub.
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ha! Well, if it isn't Dia. Haven't seen you. Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now.
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages.
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of Mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can. But please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now? Aw, Paimon kinda wanted to try something fancy.
How about our charcoal-baked Agelena cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass. What do you have against my slime dishes? Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though
Huh?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness, I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was... Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have... Who are you? How do I explain this? Really? Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder. That you hate taking medicine every morning. Wow, you really... Dunyarzad, is there any... What? Not really. I can't go anywhere or do it. Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. But can you make my illness... Oh. I'm sorry. Then, can you be my friend?
After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush... Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat. Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world. Nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have been the Dendro Archon. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zerus festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zerus
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found by the sages. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration. I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, the festival was a huge deal. But because of the Academia's influence, people have gradually lost. The Academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to this, maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death.
Aww, but that's awful.
It is. It's absolutely terrible. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one...
Just remember that we're still out in public. Don't get too carried away now.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zerus festival to this day. But I hadn't met any of them before. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu? The one who sends flowers to the...
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something.
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared, so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today, and see how things are coming along.
Sure, that's quite the trip, though.
No, that would be too much.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens...
But of course! Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ja, okay, Leute, das war's. Ich weiß nicht, ich fühle mich irgendwie extrem müde und alles. Deswegen lege ich mich jetzt hin. Oh, ansonsten machen wir dann, keine Ahnung. Morgen ist ja Samstag, ja. Dann halt Samstag. Aber ich bin gerade einfach zu müde. Danke fürs Zusehen. Falls es euch gefallen hat, lasst ein Like da. Support ist kein Mord. Ne? Und haut rein. Ciao, ciao.